Let's talk about something else that's funny. We'll have a good laugh today. We have this tweet from Siraj Hashmi, CNN Plus. It's a collection of images posted by Siraj. CNN Plus tweets, "Today a historic day for us as we launch CNN Plus, our streaming platform that brings you the stories of our world anytime you want. What was a recent newsworthy first for you?" Now, a quick question: did CNN get their own emoji on Twitter?
Oh, they paid for that.
Right. Now here we go. Thank you, Siraj, for this. The very next day. Breaking: CNN Plus employees bracing for layoffs, possibly as soon as May, amid projections of lackluster sales of new streaming channel. CNN employees say new streaming channel could be merged into larger Discovery Plus as early as May unless subscriptions pick up. And then he says,
shocker.
Pick up 130. I don't know. Check this out though. From Sagar and Jetty. CNN Plus already showing no confidence in their product, throwing away subs at discount rates to fake their initial sign-up numbers. Shows how worthless the product is. Book clubs and parenting advice from personalities you can already get for free on CNN. Garbage. CNN.
Tell us how you really feel.
On day one of CNN's new service, we're offering 50% off for life. Now, look, I understand if, someone does like a promo read and the advertiser says, we'll do a discount for your audience because we're trying to attract new people to come and sign up. This is day one of CNN.
Not a good sign.
No confidence. Well, This is what's really funny, okay? Is I want you to just imagine something. There was a table like this one that we're at right now, and there were a bunch of people around it. And they all thought it would be a really good idea. And they thought that people would pay for access to more Brian Stelter and more, I can't even say what that, and more Don Lemon, okay? These people are crazy. There's no other way to put it. They are absolutely off their rocker insane. Nobody wants to pay for this. And anybody who does, that's going to be a list that you want in the future because they belong in a mental institution, okay?
I genuinely wonder how many people that signed up for their service, though. So I'm wondering if they'll release those numbers or if they have. I don't know.
Oh, no way.
If it's really low, they probably won't do it. I just want to point out to all of our members at timcast.com, you get a variety of shows. Mostly, you'll get Monday through Thursday, our members only show. It's a half an hour long or so, sometimes longer because we'll have people talking about crazy stuff and we go for a long time. And we also have the Green Room show, which is Fridays. It's in the green room hanging out with these personalities. We had Jeremy Boring. We also have conspiracy shows and stuff that are more seasonal. We don't produce nearly as much as CNN does. Their thing is like.
But people actually want to watch you. That's the difference.
Well, it's true, but the point I'm making is it's $10 for timcast.com because that's about what we need to charge to, for one, produce all these shows and continue to expand. Maybe once you have substantially more subscribers, you lower the price. It can go down the more people who sign up. CNN lowered the price before anybody even had a chance to sign up. But one member at timcast.com is creating the cultural influence of 3 members of CNN Plus.
100%.
So that's what I think is significant here. And they're struggling and they're going to be laying people off. And you know what? Good riddance to a bad problem.
Well, I think I told Lydia this. So I've been on, pretty much every big show. I've been on Tucker and all these other places. The one show that I've been on where I've had more people come up to me than anything is actually this one.
That seems crazy to me.
It is weird, and I'd never expected it. I knew we'd get some, because you always get some from different shows. I always thought Tucker would be the biggest, because he has just a really rabid audience. And I've been on there a lot, so I would especially think that it would be from there. But there's so many people who just randomly come up to me and are like, hey, I saw you on Tim Pool. He is amazing. The show's amazing. I love Lydia. And then they leave you out.
Yeah. And that guy,
that Ian guy.
And they're like, and then that long-haired guy.
It's the form. It's long form because you can sit here and people get to know you for real.
Yeah.
And they're like, they know you like.
I think that actually might be what it is the recognition long term. If you sit with somebody for an hour, you remember them. If you really get into a conversation with them, but if you sit with them for a 4-minute hit on Tucker or something like that, if you're interested, maybe you remember. If you're not, then it's just another talking head on TV.
Truth be told, it's one of the reasons why I stopped going on Fox.
Yeah.
They started hitting me up more and more. And then after a certain point, I was just like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense. Not trying to drag them because the guys who were trying to book me were nice, but it's just like, I honestly have no incentive to do a 3-minute spot on your show.
The first 20, 30 years of my life was in the entertainment industry as an actor. For age 15 to 30, I was like, I'm going to get to the Oscars one day, and I'm going to have my moment of 3 minutes where I get to tell the world the right info that I need to deliver. And then YouTube appeared. And all of a sudden, it was like every day is an Oscar speech. The industry's completely
shifted. Yeah.
It's just totally. And brings me back to the CNN. Whoever's running this business is not savvy. Either they gambled on this. They gambled the livelihoods of their employees on this.
On extra Chris Wallace content.
That's
okay.
Amazing.
Chris Wallace.
No, but think about being Chris Wallace.
Yep.
And being so inept that you were like, going to CNN Plus is a good idea.
Well, this is actually, I feel almost a little bad for him because this is one of those generational things. Like at his age, some, younger executive comes and says, we're going to do this cool new streaming platform. And, he's like, well, that's the new thing. I mean, I guess people are doing streaming, so sure. And has no concept of the fact that nobody's going to pay for this from CNN Plus.
Yeah,
like,
but
nobody cares.
No one gets
they
to
made him
interact.
denounce Fox. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah,
These
100%.
Spineless losers. He's
Totally
like,
spineless.
I could tolerate opinion, but when you're calling for insurrection, blah.
But when you have certain opinions, then I can't tolerate it anymore.
So one of the responses to Siraj was about CNN Plus, that sucks. Are we celebrating this? People are losing jobs. Yes, we are. Because the people who would work at CNN, the people that were exposed by Project Veritas, the ones who were saying we don't do news anymore.
They want to destroy your life.
These are people who are like, don't blame me. I know CNN's bad, but I'll certainly take a pitchfork and chase you out of town if they tell me to. Nah, I'm sorry, dude. When we talk about cops, when we talk about policing, and I say I'm not going to defend cops when they're shutting down mom and pop shops over COVID. The police departments don't deserve my support if they're going to arrest some lady over, opening her salon or a guy for opening his gym. You think I'm going to sit here and stand for the people at CNN who are either willfully or ignorantly supporting that crooked, corrupt BS? No way, dude. They should all be fired.
Yeah, I have no sympathy, no empathy for that crowd. They get fired. I'm going to celebrate every single time. On a side note, in our area down in Tennessee, our officers did not allow any of that COVID stuff to happen, period. Right. And that is the reason why you're seeing this massive exodus out of blue states and out of areas where the police do allow this stuff. In our areas, the police protected the people, which is what they're supposed to do, and they protected our rights.
I think that's an important distinction too, because I've been like, I've said, abolish the police, fine. Democrats, if they want it, they can take whatever they want. I'll call their bluff. And with the cops, we're shutting down people over COVID. You know what? Fine, get rid of them. But I should issue a clarification. What we're really talking about is the problematic police are in big cities that are run by Democrats 100%. And appointed by Democrats.
And they're usually are run by Democrats at the actual, station too.
Yeah, the chief of police.
The chief of police is a politician, 100%. And they're Democrats. And they're not just slightly Democrats. These are far left, radicals in a lot of these places.
And blue state troopers.
100%. I mean, you see some of them reporting on their own officers for just going and doing investigative work. That's happened in a number of cases where they're running something down and they're like, no, you can't do that.
We haven't had a whole lot of conversations about abolishing the South Dakota police who, didn't go and harass people and shut them down. In fact, South Dakota did a pretty good job. And in Florida, they put up billboards. I think there was one out here that said, it was basically like, come be a cop in Florida. So, we're in Western Maryland and we're in West Virginia, but over in the Maryland side, they're like, hey, if you don't want to be a cop here because of what's going on, then come down to Florida.
Come on over.
So the issue really is, you know what? It's not the police.
It's the politics.
Michael Malice would have some choice words there. But it's the politics.
It is. Well, no, I know. The sheriffs that really are making a difference in this country are the ones who go out there and say, I want you armed. I want you to exercise your Second Amendment. I want you to carry. I want you to be a part of this service to the community to make sure we live in a safe place. Where I live in Tennessee, you don't worry about violent crime. You don't worry about any of these issues because, number one, people are worried you might be carrying. But number two, they know that our sheriffs don't put up with anything like that. And beyond that, when the government comes in and intrudes, and this is the most important point, when the government oversteps, they don't say my job is to serve the government. They say my job is to serve the people. And that is the really important distinction. That's when you go from it being, police to being, essentially state actors. Yeah. And that's where I'd have a problem. The people who go and they're saying, I'm going to go defend whatever Joe Biden's edict is, even if it's illegal, that's not something I want any part in. But if you're going and you're doing what was intended, you can't replace that. We need more and more of that sort of, outlook.
Yeah, when CNN people, just to reiterate, lose their jobs, I'm not going to shed a tear over it.
Nope.
I think when it comes to
I'll
the
throw 'em a
jobs,
party.
like a big part
Throw
of
them a party.
Yeah, they can come.
the
and
Federal
it'll say
Reserve,
learn to code.
they want, like, the Federal Reserve's huge on job creation programs. They're all about the job economy, where you dig a hole and then they're going to get that guy to come fill the hole back up, and then they'll pay that guy to dig it, and they'll pay you fake money and keep you paying taxes and owe interest. So they make money off of your toiling around with these jobs.
Well,
At that point, shattering a worthless company is not necessarily losing. Yeah, you're losing jobs, but it might actually benefit the society. If you have a company that's doing bad things, you want those jobs to be gone.
Yeah.
Bravo, sir.
Yeah.
A hard 20 right there from Ian. CNN is damaging society. They're not helping it. So when they're like,
100%.
we have to lay off these people, I'm just like, if you hired somebody to go and riot with Antifa, I would appreciate it if they were laid off.
Yeah.
CNN is the mental equivalent of Antifa.
100%.
They're causing insane political damage. They're the reason people like Ron Perlman smash their face into their chest and go, Donny Boy, don't say gay, because the dude doesn't actually know what's going on because
No
he
clue.
watches CNN.
CNN's owned by Disney, right?
Yep.
This is so it's
Wait,
Disney
are they
propaganda.
really?
No, they're not owned by
AT&T,
Disney.
isn't it?
Yeah, they're not owned by Disney.
Oh, they're not owned by
No.
Disney?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, CNN.
AT&T,
does Disney-
right?
No, okay, yeah. It's
Time
owned by
Warner?
CNN's operated by Warner Media.
Yeah.
It's ESPN that's owned by Disney. I was
Yes.
getting that mixed
Right.
up. Yeah,
ABC,
thanks.
all these other companies owned by Disney.
Operated by AT&T. So it's Warner. This is like the news arm of Warner, of that,
Yeah.
that company.
So they just got sold. I think they just got sold to Warner, right? Because I know there was a recent sale. of CNN.
As of
Yeah, I think
2020.
because I think
Warner.
AT&T owned them.
Yeah.
But AT&T is owned by Warner, or no? They're owned by Dish. I don't
So
know.
like Warner
Whoever
bought the
sold
name,
it, they got out quick. They got out
Yeah,
at the
they
right
did.
time.
They did. They did.
and they're just going to subsidize it. You think Warner's just going to subsidize this thing to death, basically, until it's completely annihilated?
I was wondering about this because CNN's ratings are so abysmal. I'm just like, why would someone buy CNN?
I don't get it.
Brand
I really
power?
don't.
I don't even want the brand anymore.
The brand's
The brand's
toxic.
popular though.
Yeah.
It is super popular with like the normie crowd.
Internationally, yes.
That's the issue. So what happens is CNN on YouTube, their YouTube ratings tripled from like 25 million a week to 80 million a week when the war happened. For about 3 weeks,
Yeah.
their
They
viewership
love
was
war.
triple. Well, no, it's regular people who are like, hey, some big news thing happened. I better search CNN for it.
But it's
Because-
why they're motivated to make stories happen that
Yep.
go in that direction because they love war.
Right.
It helps the ratings. Advertisers pay more. Good things happen in their view.
Wow. I mean, that's very much like a fireman getting paid to put out fires and then end up lighting their own fires to get paid.
I mean,
Like,
it's-
there should not be an incentive to make money
Did
for a
you
news
see-
organization on bad news.
Did you see Ryan Long and Danny Polishchuk's bit about the Antifa window repair?
Yeah.
They were like, they simultaneously go out with Antifa riding and smashing windows, but then also offer a window repair service.
Yes.
So, that's kind of how it works.
A little bit like that. Exactly. Well, I mean, they're cheerleading at this point. Some of the stuff, we were listening in the car, and I think they were replaying, it was either CNN or MSNBC in the car. And these people were totally ludicrously pushing for war. You couldn't be more sort of profane in terms of your divorcedness from the human side of this, that people are going to have to die for this, but on their side of things, they're like, we want to keep this going for ratings.
Thank you for using the word profane. I've been thinking about how you don't have to use swear words to be profane. Certain behaviors and actions are profane.
Oh, they're more profane than curse words. They really are. If you're sitting there and you're advocating to send a bunch of young men and women to die in some foreign country that they have no business in, that's profane. That's more profane than somebody using the F word or whatever it is. That is profane because you're divorced from the reality of war and loss and pain that normal people feel. And if you're divorced from that, you're divorced from everything that matters.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.